Howdy, Summers. If you've watched any of my recent build videos, then you know that I've had a bit of a burnout from building family homes, and I've been building literally anything else. I built an industrial restaurant, I built a loft, I think I did an apartment renovation somewhere in there, I built a spooky haunted house in the shape of a pumpkin. Like, I have been doing literally anything but building family homes. Well, I'm happy to say that the burnout is finally over and done with. Now, my idea of a family home is usually parents and a couple of kids. It doesn't matter what age they are. But the house that I've actually built for you today isn't really a family home, but it still kind of falls under the category of family. So without further ado, I present to you Grandma's house. So when I decided to build a house for Grandma, I had to think about which of the Sims 4 worlds a grandma would actually live in. Because, I don't know, a lot of the worlds that came with the Sims 4 packs and stuff, like, they just don't really give me grandma vibes. So when I think of my grandma, I think of, like, cozy, kind of country-ish vibes almost, kind of like middle of nowhere. And for some reason, I was leaning towards Brindleton Bay. I don't know. I think it's because growing up, my grandma always had pets. Like, she had so many pets at once. She had, I think, three dogs. She had, I don't know, two cats or so. Some fish. She had a bird once. Like, she's had a lot of pets over the years. And Brindleton Bay being the world that came with cats and dogs, I don't know, I was drawn to it. But this is Grandma's house, and this build took me forever, surprisingly. I think part of that had to do with the fact that I was still kind of getting out of the burnout. Like, I was out of it, but I was used to building stuff that were not family homes. So I was trying to get back into kind of my area of expertise. Not that it's really my area of expertise, but I was just trying to get comfortable with it again. And uh, the wood tones in this game just kill me because none of them ever match. Oh man, I tried so hard with like stairs and fencing and even the flooring, like just none of the wood tones matched, and it drove me up the wall. But I worked with what I got, I did the best I could, and I think it came out alright in the end. But I went ahead and kind of paired brown and white together. So it's a lot of wood tones and then just white. Uh, I don't know. My original layout was okay-ish, I think. You did see me kind of adjust one of those rooms because the bathroom and the kitchen, I had switched by accident, even though I wanted to put this little like back door area. So I just pushed the wall back and put the bathroom kind of at the front, so that way the back door could be in the kitchen. And we're already on the inside, and you see me just going through with doors and such. I did start off with just like brown, and here I do switch them all to white though, because I just cannot cannot with the wood tones. Plus, like, we were getting into windows, and I didn't want to try to mess with the wood tones on those either. And I actually went for windows that had shutters, which is unlike me, but I did it. So here we go. I feel like I'm all over the place. I did end up making this room a little bit smaller. I was looking at it originally, and I was like, this area is really big. What am I going to do with this? But now I kind of regret putting that wall there because I'm trying to figure out where to put this like giant fireplace in the living room. It's a very small space, but I made it work. So, yeah. The room that I did end up drawing into here ends up being not really an office, but more of like a kid entertainment area. There's a computer in there and a little drawing table. Um, just because grandma's house doesn't really have a lot of stuff for grandkids, you know? This is not a very child-friendly home, I guess. I actually I take that back because one of the rooms is literally like a kid's room, and you'll see it later. But I threw in this couch from Basement Treasures. I threw in a rocking chair for Grandma, and Yeah, I really did struggle with this because I was trying to find stuff that I felt fit fitted. I don't know. Just stuff that I thought suited kind of a grandma elder style, which is hard to do in The Sims 4 because a lot of the stuff that we have in there is modern. Um, aka most of it is just really ugly. And not like grandma ugly, just like Sims 4 ugly. So, oh man, it was a struggle. So I used the coffee table from Basement Treasures as well. I think I use a lot of stuff from Basement Treasures in this. It worked so well. Okay. It worked so well. But the swatch that I used on that coffee table has like cup water stains on it. And so for one of them, I decided to kind of line it up with a coffee mug. Uh Not really to hide it, but just to kind of make it look like maybe something was spilling out of the mug onto the table. And I think it worked out well. So, yeah. I'm putting down some bookshelves in the living room and just filling it with little knickknack things, you know. I don't imagine grandmas really have like a lot of fancy stuff. I haven't been to my grandma's in probably years at this point, maybe a year. I don't know. I don't live back home anymore. I don't really see any of that family. And I won't until about Christmas time. So it's fine. The bathroom, I tried to go with like the ugliest tile that I could find. And all of the older stuff. Um, I don't know. What is it with me and thinking like grandparents just have the ugliest things? I feel like this is a stereotype. They're not ugly. It's just older stuff. You know, they may not get with the times or stuff like that. And yes, I did throw one of those toilet rugs in that bathroom as well. But yeah. Also, if I keep staring at the screen, I know I do this all the time. I'm actually watching the speed build so I know like what all to talk about because otherwise I can't remember what I did. Kitchen is very small. Couldn't fit a dining area into here, but I do put one out in the living room and oh, do I have a time with that. But yeah, it's nothing fancy in here. I did try to put upper cabinets into this, and I hated the way it looks. I think it was the yellow on it. Yellow is not my color. I really don't like that color. Uh, it didn't really pair well with the like brown plaid wallpaper that I had, and yeah, I do end up switching it out. That's another thing though too. I used wallpaper in basically every room in this house because I associate wallpaper with elders, I guess. A lot of like old houses or I don't know. Stuff just wallpaper seems to be a thing for elders. So, I don't know. My association with elders is kind of weird. I don't know. I just think old things, vintage things, whatever. Um, so I did my best. I don't do a lot of this like older style kind of stuff. This was new for me too, so I did my best. Please don't hate me. I actually do think that this build turned out really well, despite how much of a struggle I had building it. But yeah. So this house actually has two bedrooms. It has the main bedroom, which is for the grandparents. And then it also has a kids' room, kind of, but it's not really dedicated to a single kid. Like, it's not customized to suit a kid with a certain personality. As you can see here, I am struggling with picking out a wallpaper for this room. Uh, like, at that point, I think I had gone through most of the wallpapers that I kind of like, and I was really trying to match the wooden borders throughout the house. Just did not happen. Not a thing that can happen, because wood tones and patterns and... Nah. Sims 4 is kind of infuriating in that way. So I'm not a big Sims 3 person myself, but I kind of wish that we had like creative style and stuff like that just for this purpose. Just so I can match wood tones. Because The Sims 4 apparently can't. But yeah, at one point, I was thinking about like what all a grandparent would have, what is a common thing, and I just thought clocks. So I tried to put clocks basically everywhere that I could. So there's one out in the living room. There's like a grandfather clock. I put one in the kitchen that I thought was a little bit fancy, but not like too fancy. And I was gonna put some more clocks in other rooms, and I just couldn't find one that I really liked. So I tried. But yeah, I feel like the main bedroom really isn't anything special. So it is what it is. We want to talk about things that aren't special. This kid's room, not special whatsoever. I was debating putting a cot in here originally. Like I was trying to decide if I wanted a cot or if I wanted this metallic framed bed, which that I ended up actually putting in to this room. But I remember whenever my brother and I stayed at my grandma's house, like on my dad's side, um, I usually got the bed that was in one of the rooms, and then they would set up a cot in like the computer room for my brother. And the same thing with my other grandparents, actually. They had a cot for us to sleep on, as well as like a pull-out bed and a couch. And I almost put a Murphy bed somewhere in here. I thought about it, and then I didn't end up doing anything with it. So I was debating putting it in this room, actually, but it definitely wouldn't have fit. So, like I said, I put a computer in here. I put a little, like, kid drawing station in here, just so there was stuff for the kid to do. And yeah. So, I don't have much to talk about this house, really. This just took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do. And yeah, it's a nice segue, I guess, into going back to building family homes, because, you know, grandma's still family. So this could technically be a family home, but it's not very family friendly, I guess. Like, there's really nowhere for parents to sleep. It's just the grandparents and then a single grandkid. So I guess if more than one grandkid was over, they would just have to sleep on the couch in the living room, which is something I have actually done, spending the night at my grandparents' house before. So when they don't have the room for all the grandkids that are staying over at once, you know? And then getting into landscaping, my least favorite part of building ever, because I'm just not good at it. I'm putting down some terrain paint, and then we get into the actual nature bit of landscaping. So I put out a couple of trees that were kind of surrounding the area. I think this is the only time I've ever used those trees that, like, kind of look like the leaves are going upwards. I forget what kind of trees those are, but I never use them in my builds because they just don't suit the environment anywhere. And I don't know, they look so weird and so stupid, but I managed to fit them in for this time. So yeah. Um that's really it. We're getting to the end of this, so I'm just gonna hop into the game and show you this house in not speed mode. Alright, so we are in game in Brindleton Bay at Grandma's house. So look at this view behind the house, though. Like, we are in a really nice spot. I really like where I built this. But this is the house. I put another little rocking chair on the front porch here, and also some planters, because I figured, you know, maybe grandma's into gardening. And then if you follow this path back here through the trees... Oh, we're gonna go really slow now. I'm realizing how close this tree is to this back porch, by the way. But if you come back here, there is an outdoor trash can, and also just a little seating area in the back there. Coming to the front of the house again, going inside. Over to our right, we have the dining space. There is a little thermostat for the house, so you can control the temperature in here. We have the living room this way with that coffee mug, which I did actually change it to the swatch that had coffee spilling over to kind of make it look like it was going onto the table. And honestly, I'm obsessed with this living space. It is really small, but I feel like it's cozy and is definitely something you would see in your grandparents' house, especially with that clock in the back. Also, yes, I did not paint the ceilings once again. That's just something I'm gonna forget every single time, okay? It's just not gonna happen. And then in here we have little kid activity area. I did hang up this little thing of drawings in here to kind of make it look like a little kid collection of drawings next to the drawing station. Then I figured this could be like family portrait wall or something. I don't know. There's nothing really in here other than that stuff. Over to the right, past the dining space, we have the bathroom. So, got our sink over here with a medicine cabinet, because you just know that's a thing that is in older houses. Actually, we have a medicine cabinet too. We have a few medicine cabinets in my house and our bathrooms. But we got the sink, we got not a sink, we got the shower and the toilet. There's a little robe there and also toilet paper. And then we also have a little storage container thing here, which I'm realizing I did not put any curtains in this bathroom, so good luck. And then in here, we have our kitchen, which I think is really nice. It is definitely small, but I really like it. I like the lighter wood color and then some of that green that I brought in, and I don't know. I think it's a nice cozy space. And I did this little cross-stitching thing up on the wall over here and a little calendar. And then through here is the main bedroom for the grandparents. It's nothing really special. I'm not sure if I really like the rug that I put into this room, but I don't know. It works, I guess. Over here we just have the dresser and a mirror, and yeah, this isn't anything super fancy. Coming this way, we have the bookshelves. I did actually stick like a thing of board games into this because, I don't know. Do you ever play board games with your grandparents or cards or something? Because I don't know. I feel like that's a thing. And then in here is the kids' room. And it's got a very plain bed, no personality whatsoever. But we've got a toy box, little Blarfy over there. And also this dollhouse that I sized down a little bit so that way it wasn't taking up a majority of the room. And yeah, this room isn't supposed to feel very like personalized because I imagine they have more than one grandkid that stays here and this is just like the extra room for all the littles. So yeah, but this is Grandma's house, and yeah, I really like it, and it's available for you guys on the gallery as usual, as most of my builds usually are. If you would like to download Grandma's house, it is available on the gallery. My ID is TheSimmingKoalaa with 2 A's at the end. It's always in my YouTube description if you guys ever want to find my page and look through my builds. I have a lot of stuff on there because I do a lot of building, especially here on YouTube. So I have a nice variety of stuff on there. But let me know if you enjoyed the video and if you liked the build, and I'm sorry that my commentary was kind of all over the place. I'm just in a weird mood today, apparently, but with that, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and make sure you have notifications on so you don't miss anything. Be sure to follow my socials, links are below. I'll see y'all soon. Bye!